Hi everyone, today is the final video in our New Year's sequence, so we are gonna slow things down a little bit. We are gonna do a moderate flow, really concentrating on stretching the shoulders and the lower back. Now, if you haven't seen all of the other videos this month, be sure to check out the description box. There are some really wonderful flows listed down there that you can actually add on to this sequence if you'd like to have a longer practice. So today we are gonna start on our knees in hero's pose. We are gonna actually stand up right onto our knees, bring our knees about hip distance apart. We're gonna interlace our fingers behind our back and then bring our elbows out to the side, opening the chest, opening through the shoulders. From here, we're gonna inhale and then exhale, lower our hips down onto our heels, twisting, bringing one elbow down to the mat. You're gonna inhale, come up, open through the chest, exhale, twist. Inhale, come up, exhale, twist. Inhale, come up, exhale and twist. And then releasing that twist here, coming onto hands and knees, wrists directly under shoulders, knees directly under your hips. We're gonna do a few rounds of cat-cow here, inhaling to look up to the sky, dropping your belly, exhaling to round through your back, looking towards your belly button. Inhale to look up, exhale to round. Inhaling to look up, exhaling to round. Inhaling up. Exhaling, coming back to a neutral spine. Bring our left hand underneath our body, right into the center. We're gonna open up, lifting our right hand all the way up, opening through the chest. Exhaling, sliding that arm under, bring our head down onto the side of the mat. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, twist. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to twist. One more time. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to twist. We're going to hold it here for 2 breaths. If you'd like to open up your twist a little bit more, you can bring your opposite hand around and then lowering that hand back down onto the mat. We're going to swoop all the way back up and release our hand down. Coming through one round of cat-cow here. Inhale to look up. Exhale to round. And then repeating on the other side. So swooping your opposite arm up and then exhaling, coming through, threading the needle. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to twist. Inhaling to reach up. Exhaling to twist and hold. Coming onto the side of your head, but making sure there's not too much pressure there. Find a comfortable spot, and then if you'd like to move deeper into your twist, you're gonna lift that top arm up, around, and then open up through your shoulder. Unraveling the twist here, we're gonna place our hand back down, swoop that top arm all the way back up, and then come through back into a cat-cow. From here, we're gonna walk our hands forward. We're gonna keep our hips high, almost like you're moving into a child's pose, but with your hips raised. We're gonna drop our head down to the mat. And you should start to feel a stretch between your shoulders. Now here, we're gonna move between opening our shoulders up, so externally rotating them, and then internally rotating them. Externally rotating, internally rotating. One more time, external and internal. Now, if this feels comfortable, stay here. If you'd like a deeper stretch for your shoulders, we're gonna bring our elbows down onto the mat, bring our hands into prayer pose, and then bring your thumbs back between your shoulder blades. One more breath here. Inhale. Deep exhale. Then bring your hands back onto the mat. We're gonna come back onto hands, lift all the way up. One round of cat-cow. Inhale to look up. Exhale to round. Inhale to look up. Exhale back to a neutral spine. We're gonna walk our knees back slightly, bring our hands forward, spread our fingers wide, and lift back and up into downward facing dog. You can walk your feet out here, bending one knee and then the other, settling in, making sure there's space between your shoulder blades, broadening through your back. And then step one foot forward, step the other foot forward. Inhale, flat spine. Exhale to release. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And we're going to step to the center of our mat here. You can shake it out a little bit. Bring big toes together, heels slightly apart. And we're actually just going to stretch through our side body here. It might look a little bit silly, but this is one of my favorite stretches, especially to do with kids. If you've got kids in the room, get them to join in for this one. We're going to lift one arm up, almost like you're tickling under your armpit like a monkey. Stretch the other arm down, opening your chest up to the sky, lifting your elbow, and then switching, dropping down, lifting up. Really trying to feel extension through your side body. You don't have to tickle. I just am because I like to feel like a monkey. Inhale up. Exhale, release, and switch. Inhale up. Exhale, release. We're going to interlace our hands behind our neck. We're going to open those elbows up to the sky, creating a nice stretch between our shoulders. We're just going to do a gentle twist here. One side and to the other side. Almost like you're in a washing machine. And to the other side. And we're going to continue that just a little bit different this time. We're going to take our hands, place them onto our shoulders. Thumbs are on the back of our shoulders. Inhale. And then exhale, twist. And twist. And we're just going to keep that going. And you can do this at whatever speed you like. If it feels good to move slowly, that's great. If you'd like to move a little bit faster, you can start to do that. Just making sure you're keeping your elbows high, your arms out. Stretching through your shoulders, through your waist. We'll do one more. And come back to center. Drop those hands. You can shake your shoulders out. Do a few shoulder rolls here. And then we're going to lift our leg up. Make sure you're rooted down through your left leg. Lifting through the right leg. You can bring it in nice and close. Keeping your foot flexed. And then holding onto that knee, we're going to bring it out to the side. Make sure that you're not kind of pushing out through your opposite hip or collapsing through your upper body. We really want to stand up tall, keep our hip in line with our foot. And then bring it through center, switching hands. We're going to open it up to the other side, and if you have your balance, you can open up your arm. Bring that knee back into center, give it a nice hug in, and then let that go. Switching onto the other leg, make sure you've got a nice firm base. Bring your knee into your chest, hug it in first. And then we're going to flex that foot, open up to the side. If you have your balance, you can extend the opposite arm. Once again, keeping that hip stacked. So make sure that you're really rooting down through your foot to lift up, pushing down to extend up. And then if you have your balance, you might not. If you don't, take a second to find it. It can always feel different on the opposite side. And then switch hands. Open all the way up. Stretching through your opposite fingertips, looking over those fingertips. Coming back to center, hugging it in, and then dropping it down. From here, we're going to do a few more shoulder rolls. Really step out, shake it out. Now, if you have a block, we're going to use that here. If not, you can grab a book, you can grab something else, just something that you can put your hand onto to help us in the next pose. So I've got a block here. We're going to step our legs wide. We're going to pigeon toe our feet in slightly. We're going to place our block down. We're going to inhale, hands on your hips. Exhale, start to fold forward. Place your hand on your block. you might need to change the level of it. And then make sure you're finding lots of length through your spine, and then we're gonna twist open using that block for leverage here. And we're gonna flow a little bit. So we're gonna switch hands and then open up. We're gonna do one more on each side. Switch hands and open up, creating lots of length through your spine. So instead of concentrating on the twist, first you wanna concentrate on creating length all the way from your hip bones through the crown of your head, and then think about the twist. Open up, and then release. You can move your block to the side, engage through your inner thighs, really tighten them up, bring your hands to your hips. We're gonna lift all the way up to center, and then you can just heel toe our feet in all the way, come into center, roll our shoulders down away from our ears, step to the top of the mat, tuck your tailbone, big toes together, heels slightly apart, and we're gonna move down onto the floor. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Now we're gonna separate our feet here about hip distance apart. We're gonna have a generous bend in our knees. We're gonna interlace our hands behind our back, right on our low back, and just let your head hang here for a second. Let it move back and forth. Again, finding a generous bend in your knee. And then we're gonna extend through our hands and reach out and just rinse our shoulders here. You might be able to bring your hands all the way over. They might be touching the ground. Not me today. But don't worry. Enjoy where you are. One more breath. Release your hands all the way to the mat. We're going to come down into a squat, having your feet nice and wide apart. Now, if your ankles, or your heels rather, are slightly off the mat, that's okay. You can stay there. If you can sink them all the way down, that is great. We're gonna bring our hands into our heart just for 2 breaths here. And then plant our hands. We're gonna lift up and then sink back down. I'm gonna do 2 more of these. Lift up, sink back down. We're gonna do 1 more here. Lifting up, coming down, and then shifting onto our bum. We're actually just gonna scoot ourselves down all the way onto our belly, coming into a spine strengthening sequence here. We're gonna start with our toes glued to the mat, legs glued together, legs engaged. So knees are coming off the mat, but toes are gonna stay glued down. We're gonna interlace our hands behind our back, bring our shoulders down away from our ears, and then using the force of your hands, we're gonna pull away, lift our hands away from our lower back, and lift the upper body up. There's no need to crank your neck up here. We wanna keep it nice and long, long line all the way from the top of your head to your toes. Breathe deeply. One more inhale. Exhale a little higher. And release. You can just move your bum back and forth here a little bit to release your lower back. And then we're going to take our hands, and just as if you were bumping a volleyball, we're going to slide them underneath our body, bringing them nice and close together. We're going to push down through our hands, keep our shoulders rooted on the mat. Chin can come down to the mat. We're going to let the left leg stay relaxed. We're going to lift through the right leg, keeping the hip down, hips level, straightening through the knee, lifting up a little bit higher, and releasing. Switching on to the other side, we're going to relax that right leg, point through the left toes, inhale, lift up, keeping your hip down, knee straight, leg fully engaged, and then exhale, release. Last, we're going to come into full locust, so hands beside your body. You can reposition yourself, hands beside the body, out just a little bit, a 45-degree angle. We're going to glue our feet together, glue our toes together, engage through the legs, lift the kneecaps up off the ground, lift the shoulders, and then inhale, lift everything up. Reaching through your fingertips, keeping a long line all the way from the top of your head all the way to your toes. Once again, no need to crank your neck here. Using your shoulders and upper body to lift everything up, One more breath, inhale. Exhale, lift a little higher. And release all the way down. You can bring your head to one side of the mat, bring your ear down. Take 2 breaths here to relax. Big toes together, heels fall out. One more, inhale. Exhale. Planting your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, just come all the way up and back. Bring your knees nice and wide, toes together, coming into a wide leg child's pose. From here, we're gonna roll all the way up, scoot our feet out from under us, and come onto our backs for a few final poses. So we're gonna roll down, all the way down onto our backs. And we're gonna stretch through our hips here with figure 4. So leaving your right foot on the mat, we're gonna cross our left foot over, keeping the left foot flexed and engaged. So you're creating a 4 shape. We're gonna lift that right foot off, interlace our hands behind our right leg, and then start to pull your right leg in towards you, using your other arm to just push against that left leg. That's gonna help to open up through the hips. Keep your chin slightly tucked. And release. Bringing both feet down to the mat. You can windshield wiper your legs and knees back and forth here. And then coming into the other side, planting left foot, bringing right foot over top of that leg, keeping your foot engaged, flexed, and then interlacing your hands behind your left leg. Then letting that left foot relax, using your right arm to push against your right leg, push it away from you. You want to resist it to create a stretch in your hips. Both shoulders are rooted onto the mat. Chin is gently tucked. One more deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Release both feet to the mat. Windshield wiper them gently here. We'll come into one final twist. We're going to bring both knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Plant both feet down on the ground. We're going to lift the hips just slightly and lift them up over to the left, just about 2 inches. We're going to extend the right leg. Bring left foot on top of right knee. Then we're going to help the left knee down. Now, if it doesn't come all the way to the mat, that is just fine. You can let it stay wherever it lands. You can bring your arms out into a T shape beside you, or you can leave that hand resting on your knee to help it guide it down. If you'd like a little bit of a deeper twist, you can face your head towards the opposite direction, continuing that twist all the way from the base of your spine, all the way up to your neck. One more deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Twisting back to center. Bending both knees in so that you can realign your hips and then lift them up. Move them slightly over to the right hand side. Left leg comes straight. Right foot comes onto your left knee. Arm comes out. And we're going to twist over to the other side. Again, guiding that knee down. If it comes all the way to the mat, that's great, but you can just let it stay wherever it lands, making sure both shoulders are planted to the mat. If one starts to come up, you want to back off the twist just a little bit. This is such a wonderful stretch and a really great way to end your practice. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Come all the way back to the center. Realign your hips. Bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself the best hug you've had today so far. You can roll around a little bit here, giving yourself a massage in your low back. And then extend your legs out. You want to bring heels to the edge of your mat, arms out wide beside your body. And it's time to let everything go. So take some time to scan your body all the way from your toes to your ankles, to your knees, to your hips, to your shoulders, your fingertips, and your face. And don't be afraid to bring a gentle smile to your face. Sometimes we look very angry when we're in relaxation. So try to find some joy, something really positive to think about in today's relaxation. And you can stay here for as long as you'd like. I hope you have time to stay. But when you're ready to come out, you're going to bring awareness back to your body by wiggling fingertips and toes. Bringing knees into your chest one at a time. Crossing your ankles. And when you're ready, gently rolling up into a seated position. Once you reach your seat, you're going to sit up tall, lifting chest, tucking your chin. Breathing deeply. Hopefully you can feel a little bit more length in your spine than you did at the beginning of the class, or at the beginning of this sequence, and a little bit more freedom in your shoulders. You're going to bring your hands to your heart. And never forget to say thank you to yourself at the end of a class. So inhale, lengthen, exhale, namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I have had such a wonderful time doing this New Year's series this month. Now, don't forget to subscribe because next month I'm going to be doing some really great yin sequences as well as some restorative yoga. And if you've never tried restorative yoga, I think you will love it because it is so wonderful, especially during the winter months when it is cold outside and you really need to bring some warmth into your life, show yourself some self-love. And if you've enjoyed this month's series, be sure to leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And I can't wait to share the mat again with you very soon. Da, 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 da.